Hello everybody. I'm feeling much better. I was afraid that I had the COVID-19, but I went and got a test done and I do not have. I just had a regular sinus infection that I am prone to get just because I've been an asthmatic from birth and have some upper respiratory weaknesses. But I wanted to show you what's going on in my, oh my goodness, let's just call it the wild lettuce haven, wild lettuce Utopia, wild lettuce everything, all the wild lettuce. So I'm going to, let me stand back here. I haven't done anything with this bed. Okay, this is the area that I simply just spread seed that was sent to me, seed that I gathered, seed heads from somewhere other than the plants that I had grown on my own from the previous year. So what I have found is, and let's go in for a closer look. Now this area right here was the purple prickly lettuce that I received from Arizona. I have already been out sampling these. That has been how I have recovered so well from the upper respiratory. Right here you can see this is very different than the ones that I have had in previous years, and I am just going to let these jokers bolt up and give me more seed. But you can see that they are you see those needles on the back side. They are also on the stalks. I have eaten several of these leaves. So you can see this ridge line right here. That ridge line is very prickly and a very distinct purple stalk. Now, this is the ones that I received from Arizona. There's many small ones in through here that are coming up. I am just going to let these grow. I will harvest some leaves. I'm going to harvest almost all of these leaves. I do have one person that is in particular need of them, and I will be sending those to him. He's local. So then we go out here, and even as I trample on these jokers are so resilient. They just pop back up. I have so many varieties in here, as you see. And what I'm going to do, either later this evening or tomorrow, is I'm going to go in and I'm going to pull the bottom leaves. Now, you can see right here, this is something that is prone to the plant itself, and that is this blight that happens on the base of the leaves. Well, this has a lot to do with air circulation. It has a lot to do with how it's closer to the ground for things to spring up and blight it. I have used these. There is no problem with the plant except that they are aesthetically displeasing. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just leaves that are in the process of drying and dying off naturally. So I encourage you to harvest these leaves. Oh, now if I can get back up. Oh, here goes the old legs and old back. So right now I have this bunch right here. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to pull off these bottom leaves. Now what that does is it extends the life of your plant. I'm still learning how it does so. Look at this stalk on this mammoth plant right here. And this is almost like the smallest one of my Barossa plants. Now in this I have Canadensis. I have Cereola. I have at least 3 of the Barossa plants. There are 7 different varieties of Verosa. Yes, you will see all kinds of herbal plants in here. This is my comfrey. I will be using it on a limited basis internally, but I will be harvesting it greatly for use externally. Let me tell you what comfrey has done for me so far. It has eliminated 2 bunions off my feet. It has eliminated a calcium spur off of 1 elbow. It has healed a break on my pinky finger. It heals numerous topical sores, but I have actually seen this work within a 24-hour period. I am now a believer. I had not had any experience with comfrey until this last year, and it was after watching Jack Spirko's videos that I started learning more about the benefits of comfrey. And comfrey is very much used by many native peoples and herbalists, and it is called bone heal or bone knit. And there are a lot of chemical studies on it. The plant is chemically rich in all kinds of ingredients, but why does it provide immediate relief like it does? If you wanted to get into, is it a placebo effect? Well, I've used topical preparations of many kinds on these same ailments and never provided relief. So if it's a placebo effect, then that would have meant that those other remedies would have helped as well, but they didn't. And that includes even the wild lettuce. So the comfrey provided immediate relief from pain and started reducing swelling and inflammation within a 24-hour period, and started skin healing from abrasions immediately. So I am a believer, and I use it for many things topically. Have not used it internally. I will be using it experimentally to see what the efficacy of it is in this upcoming COVID pandemic, flu season, allergy season, fighting viruses in general. So that's enough on comfrey. There's your up close of the comfrey plant that I was given by one of my subscribers, God bless him, in exchange for the wild lettuce that I sent him. So in here we've got, you're going to see henbit, vetch, dead nettle, white clover, red clover. There is a type of vetch that grows in here. Violets, dandelions. All of these things are edible and medicinal. Now you're going to see a pokeweed plant right there. It is one I have missed digging up. I do not use pokeweed at all in any kind whatsoever. Forever and ever, amen. It is just much too risky. And the reason for that is because in chemical studies, and this has been done many times over, there is a chemical in the plant that creates a replication of tumor cells. It increases tumor cell growth and mutation in regular cells into tumors. So that has been the thing that has been found. Now, if you eat the whole plant in and of itself, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but there's reports of bleeding, internal bleeding, stomach upset, poisonings, death, all kinds of things from the pokeweed. So I do not use it, not in any way, shape, or form. If you use it, you are to boil it, pour that water off. Boil it, pour that water off at a minimum of 4 times before the plant is safe to ingest. Please remember that. Those things were known among previous generations. It has been lost. My mother did that. My grandmother did that. Those are the things that older people did. It was used to rid the body of internal parasites. That was primarily why poor people used it, because they had poor footwear and poor health conditions, and they did suffer from internal parasites. And the pokeweed would get rid of that, but they would only eat it in limited amounts and properly prepared. Okay, now let's go around, and of course I've got my white clover. Oh my God, the white clover. I nip off this every chance I get because it's such a delight. It's a delicious little sweet treat, the nectar in it. I will have red clover coming up. There's cleavers in here. There's chickweed in here. Let me turn very carefully. Here is some of my purple clover right here growing in amongst my wild lettuce stalk. And I'm going to put my hand in here so you can see how thick this stalk is. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to pull these leaves. I hope you can see this. I'm actually being suffocated by the leaves. I can't see my camera because of how bountiful the leaves are. And these places where I'm pulling the leaves from will heal over. It will not hurt the plant whatsoever. But it provides